Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Abraham Walker with Where to Live in Northern Virginia. And today we're coming to you with another tour. Today's tour is of the Theodore Roosevelt Island. Theodore Roosevelt Island. You can find the island off of the George Washington Parkway, so Memorial Parkway. So we are here, right there. So the Memorial Parkway travels down the Potomac River, and I actually have a drive of this posted on the channel, and it starts right there at George Washington's Mount Vernon. Look at this, babes. These are all different spots we could hit. Excellent. You know, we've been here 3 times or so, and I've never looked at this map.
We have not, so we usually go straight onto the trails.
Yep. I've never been to Lady Bird, Johnson Park, Dangerfield Island. Don't think I've been there. Well, I think I have been there. That's where.
We've been to Gravelly Point. Obviously, City of Alexandria. Mount Vernon Estates.
Excellent.
A few of the parks.
So I am here with Mrs. Walker, Crystal, my better half. How you doing, Crystal?
Excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. You can tell from the way Crystal is dressed that it is chilly out here.
It's December.
Yes, but if you look at other people's clothing, you would think that it was a mix between summer and fall.
Well, I would say fall, but we are doing the entire trail, so we'll be on the water for quite a bit, and a lot of the other people are running. So
that's true.
Since we're doing a nice walk, I think it's best that we are dressed warm.
Dressed appropriately, yes. I would much rather be a little sweating, have a little sweat in me, than to be just freezing cold.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is for us to not turn around and have to go back to the car until we're done with the trail. So
that's true.
Right now we're on the footbridge that's going to take us from Arlington, which is where we parked, and we're crossing the Potomac River right now, and then we'll officially be on Theodore Roosevelt Island.
Gotcha. So you park in Arlington and you travel by the footbridge to the island.
Yes.
And it's always, on these bridges, it's always a little chillier than you anticipate.
And the wind is kicking up quite a little bit. I don't know if the mics are picking that up, but it's a little windy today.
Yes, it is. So this is Where to Live in Northern Virginia. We are a real estate company that helps individuals who are relocating to the area and individuals who currently live here find a better location. So upgrade your location. We provide a number of different pieces of content on this channel, this YouTube channel, in addition to educational videos to walk you through the home buying, home selling process, investing in a home, cost of living,
information about different neighborhoods. We also do these tours so that you can get an appreciation for the area that you're about to invest in. So our first stop is usually right here.
Yeah,
whenever we come.
So usually we get to this little map here. And Christy, you want to tell everybody about the map?
Okay, well, I always try to figure out which of these trails we're going to take. Today we're actually going to do, so we're starting here, we're actually going to do the entire loop around Woods Trail, through Swamp Trail, and then back around, and we're going to end at the Memorial Plaza before exiting today. I think, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And the reason I'm going to do that is because along the Swamp Trail here is a really nice boardwalk, and we'll get a chance to stop by the marsh. That's my favorite trail, but it is the longest path.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my favorite way to do the island here. And so sometimes, a couple times a year, there are a few guided tours and even some, obviously there's some self-guided tours. But of course, that's not the case right now because we are in the time of the coronavirus.
Yes.
So we are going to get a move on and take a couple of these different trails.
Excellent. Let's start. One thing we found out last time we came here is that the public restrooms are actually pretty decent.
There is one here. Yes, that's true. We did. Last time we came with our kids, and so that can lead to the need for potty breaks.
That's true. Excuse me.
So this place, aside from the fallen leaves, I don't think it looks much different than it does in the summertime.
You don't think
here
so?
In the winter. I think that for the most part, we don't really see like a lot of like pretty flowers or vibrant colors when we visit here. It's really more of just being on the island. So this used to just be a forest, and it looks like it's still.
Gotcha.
Before they made this into the memorial for Theodore Roosevelt.
If someone was to come here to take this trail, do you think they need hiking boots or they could just do this with tennis shoes?
I mean, I've done it both ways. I prefer the hiking boots because as you're about to see, we're going to come up on a nice gnarly puddle up here that we'll be able to walk through.
Right.
But I mean, you could definitely do it with sneakers. I probably wouldn't do this exact trail. Like when we've come and only gone to Memorial Plaza or maybe just did the Uplands Trail.
Right.
Then I think it's fine. But I think if you're going to do the whole thing, you probably want to get a good pair of hiking shoes.
Speaking of good pair of hiking shoes,
what's that segue for?
What type of hiking shoes are we wearing?
Ooh. We're both wearing the same shoes. We recently got these from REI. These are, what's the brand? 𝗗𝗶𝗿𝗶𝗰𝗁, I think it is.
𝗗𝗶𝗿𝗰𝗁 or something like that?
Yeah. So these are actually trail runners, the shoes we have on, which means they are a running shoe and also a hiking shoe.
Yes.
They're incredibly comfortable, like walking on air.
You feel like you're walking on air.
Yeah. And benefit for me, this is strictly just a personal thing. I think they look nicer than most hiking shoes. You think they look nicer, yes. And that was actually the biggest, that was like priority number one in finding hiking shoes for me was the aesthetics. So.
Hey, everybody has their own preference.
So, yeah.
I myself was looking for something that had ankle support because I have funny ankles. I mean, they're not funny because they laugh, but they crack jokes. It's just that sometimes they feel up to the task, sometimes they don't.
It's a sign of your age, that's all.
Yes, it's true. Although, you know what? I've always had funny ankles, you know?
That is true, because I've known you since you were rather young, and you've always had funny feet. But yeah, so he needed something with ankle support. These are incredibly comfortable, and I think they're going to work out just fine. I actually prefer hiking shoes. I have hiking shoes from Keen's that I really like. Again, they're beautiful. Priority number one. But they were not water resistant. And so, since we do hike rather frequently, and oftentimes with our kids, I needed to get a pair that were water resistant because my family has a thing for playing in creeks and walking through puddles.
That is true. Oh, look, I think that tree bridge is calling us.
I think it is not calling us.
What do you think?
But I think we'll get a nice little video of it.
Excellent. Yeah, I think we're supposed to go up.
Yeah, we do go up here.
What? I think we can go up there.
Make a choice.
Yeah, let's go up there. Yeah. If you saw our Huntington Meadows video, you would notice that there's not that many birders here.
No, this one isn't necessarily known for its wildlife. So while Huntley Meadows is known for its wildlife, right? So you're going to find lots of different creatures living there. And you're also going to find thousands of different birds or hundreds of different bird species there. That's not really what people come here for. People come here more to either check out the Memorial Plaza, which we'll check out at the end of this video, or just to run the trail. Want to walk the trail.
So would you say this is a kid-friendly trail?
I think this specific trail, do you mean the island?
The island?
Well, yes, the island definitely is kid-friendly. We've brought our boys here before. This trail that we're taking today is a little bit longer. So I think it really just depends on how far your kids can walk comfortably. Right. And also your tolerance for hearing them complain.
That's true. The kids will complain.
So when we came with the boys,
yes, that's true.
Our youngest son was not pleased with the length of this particular walk.
That's true. That's true. So we're coming up here to the Outhouse, also known as the restroom, the lavatory, those places like that.
I need to pause so I can tie my shoes.
You got to tie your shoes?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, let's pause this audio, this session, so that the missus can tie her shoes. Which way we going, babes? There's a fork in the road?
I think we go straight.
We go straight? Morning.
Yeah.
Morning. I think you're right. We do go straight because if I remember last time, this fence, we actually noticed it last time.
Yes, we did.
So what would you say is your favorite feature on this trail?
I like when we pass by the marsh. I really like the marsh. Yeah. I like boardwalks. So
you do like boardwalks.
I like boardwalks.
Also, Boardwalk Burger also has a delicious burger.
Yeah, sorry, it's a pretty good burger. It's a solid burger.
I think their French fries are solid too. You don't like their French fries.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of it.
They have malt vinegar, so that's a plus.
That's true. That's true. There's a Boardwalk Burgers in the Kingstown area, so we have supported that business several times.
many times. We've frequented it more than a few times.
Excellent. So you like the boardwalk. I think I like the monuments area.
So that's actually the Memorial Plaza.
The Memorial Plaza? That's what does it for me. So now we're about to go into the boardwalk area.
I think I will. Well, I know. Okay. Look at all the ducks.
Look at the ducks wading in the water.
I think last time we came here we saw an egret. So now we're on the Marsh Trail.
This is a pretty cool feature.
It is. Now what I will say is this part of the walk is pretty long. Like, well, you know what? Now we've done Huntley Meadows, I don't really know.
It's relatively.
But the very first time we did it, again, we had the kids. It seemed rather long.
That's true.
So now I see a little bit of a difference. Obviously, everything's dying. It's winter now or fall. So
that's true. So this is another place we're going to come back.
We will have to come back
in the springtime and the fall time so that you can see the difference.
But yeah, so it's a lot more brown.
Excuse us.
Pardon. So
there's no railings on this too, so just keep that in mind if you do have the littles. And one of your littles is a wanderer, they will wander right off. They have these little bench areas.
And so they do have a few birds that you can spot here, because throughout the trail you'll see little placards. I just don't, in my experience, when we've come, we haven't seen any birders.
Look, I didn't know. That's the Kennedy Center.
I know, babe.
I didn't know it was right there.
That's because usually the trees are full.
That's true.
Every time we come, the trees are full.
You see, so now I think I have a different appreciation for this place now. Because in different seasons, you see different things. So in the fall or the springtime, this is full. Morning. This is full. So you don't really have to, you know, you can't even see you can't even make out the Kennedy Center over there. But now you can see straight through. Hello. And it still has there's still stuff to appreciate here. It's just not as beautiful.
It's not. We're definitely going to have to come back in the spring.
I told you that.
You did say that.
I did.
It was also your idea to film in December, so those are both good ideas.
So,
if we hadn't come, we wouldn't have known.
That's true.
That the Kennedy Center is right there.
That's true. In addition to that, if we didn't have this video, now we could do a compare and contrast video, right?
You're right.
It's hard to compare if you only have one of these experiences. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video. If you're relocating to the area, this is a real estate channel. If you're relocating to the area, there is a perfect home questionnaire in a link to that questionnaire in the description for you to start your relocation process. It's a very short questionnaire, and we can get the ball rolling on your relocation to the area or your move up to a better location. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we got a little observation deck here. Kind of puts you in the middle of the swampland. And that's pretty much it right here, right? There's no bench right here.
There is, I think, at the start of the...
Yeah, there's a bench at the start, but...
Right there.
I guess they don't want you... Oh, look, she has the Hoka shoes.
Uh-huh.
Crystal was telling me an interesting fact about Roosevelt Island for anybody who has some Marvel trivia. Is that dog on a... That's a loose dog. Some Marvel trivia.
Oh, which movie was it? Captain America, Winter Soldier. So, in that movie, the SHIELD office, or the SHIELD agency office, was actually located on Theodore Roosevelt Island.
Right. And as you can see, there are no
office buildings or anything else on this island. It really is just, as I said, it used to be a forest, and the only part that has really been touched is this part here with the boardwalk, and then also when we get to the Memorial Plaza. Now, what I think is interesting is, of course, we're in D.C. There are memorials for many presidents, and Theodore Roosevelt has his own island. So he's not, say in a national mall where many other monuments are. And that's because he was kind of like, like the cowboy natural president, right? Or he was like the one that was in tune with nature.
That's true.
So we have this huge nature preserve here for him.
I think there are stories about how Theodore Roosevelt would just leave the White House without any
protection
and just go on these little hikes. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, he's the president that's responsible for preserving the most, the natural park system.
Yes, that's true.
Is his claim to fame. It's not a bad claim to fame.
It's not. I don't know why, but I feel like this walk is much quicker this time.
We had kids last time.
I think it's, I was going to say, I don't want to say it's because we were with the kids.
But kids stop and they ask questions, they touch, they ask questions.
They have shorter legs, so they walk significantly slower.
That's true. Also, they complain. Really, the only person that would have complained is Theodore.
It's Theodore. Our Theodore.
Right. Oh, yes. not to be confused.
Not to be confused with Theodore Roosevelt, but our Theodore, who's our youngest son.
That's true. Our oldest son is Abraham, so if you notice, we've gone for a president-themed family.
That is actually inaccurate, but funny.
Well, why did we name Theodore?
We named Theodore
after the chipmunks?
No. We named Abraham II, obviously after you. And we decided that because his name was Abraham, which we thought was a rather strong name, we didn't want to just name Theodore Dave.
Right. Although I wanted to name Theodore Brutus.
No, you wanted to name Abraham Brutus.
Brutus, that's right.
You wanted to name Theodore, what was it?
Not Claiborne, that was a later
name. You wanted to name Theodore Alexander, and I wasn't having that.
Oh, yes, that's true.
You liked Alexander. I'm not a fan
of
Alexander.
I like the full name Alexander. I don't like the
and then people would have called him Alex, and we wouldn't have wanted that. So Theodore it was.
I'm not into nicknames.
That's true.
My name is Abraham.
If you ever speak to Abraham, he goes by Abraham, not Abe.
Mm-hmm. I go by Abraham for short.
Yes, that's what he says. And also Abraham for long.
That's true.
And our oldest also goes by, Abraham II also goes by Abraham. But Theodore has chosen Theo as his nickname.
Yes.
So he does have a nickname, although Dad doesn't call him.
I call him by his government name. 50 Cent said it best. You don't know me. You only know me by my nickname.
Well, our boys don't have nicknames. Well, as I said, Theodore
has
sometimes likes to go by Theo.
That's right. So there's going to be a group of people in Theodore's life that only knows him by Theo, and we know when they met him.
I guess so. He's 10 now, and around 8 he decided that he would go by Theo. Or if I should just... That was a rather large dog.
That dog was much larger than I anticipated.
He really was. He really was.
It's a lot of people on the walk today, huh? But you know what? The parking lot was full.
It was.
When we pulled in.
We've never seen so many cars in the parking lot.
But we usually come on the weekdays in the middle of the day as well.
That's true.
So, morning.
Morning. That's true.
So that makes sense.
We usually come on weekdays.
This is our first time really coming on the weekend. Today's Saturday.
It was around 9:30 when we got here. 9:30, 10 o'clock.
See, that's a sacrifice for you all, ladies and gentlemen. We're sacrificing. getting out here to get this content to you. Hope you appreciate it.
Hope you like it.
Hope you like it. If there's any way we can improve it, please let us know. If you have any nasty comments, please keep those to yourself.
Please do.
Yeah. When I look on the YouTube, I don't see this type of content anywhere. So we hope you appreciate it. Morning. What else? Oh, if you have any other place you want us to go tour, please let us know. We're always looking for inspiration. We have our hot list of places that we're going to catch on this channel. This is actually, to be honest with you, this has been a idea of mine for several years now. But it wasn't until recently that I actually acquired the equipment to make this, turn this idea into a reality. So right now you are watching 4K 60 frames per second on the DJI Pocket 2. I'm also using a 4th axis stabilizer to smooth out a lot of those bumps. And that's why you see this delicious, buttery video, hopefully. And so now we can go and capture all these attractions for you.
Now, for the foreseeable future, a lot of those attractions will be outdoors or walking tours.
Right.
And that's just because, as I pointed out at the beginning of the video...
Do we go that way?
No, we do not.
That looks like something we could do, and we may not come back.
So, right now, during the global pandemic for COVID-19, a lot of things and a lot of attractions are closed.
Right.
And so for that reason, we're doing a lot more walking tours.
That's correct. I'm excited about once things go back to normal and we can go into the Smithsonian museums.
A favorite of ours. Well,
We
all
love-
of them.
We
We
love
like
the,
so many of them.
the museums around here. I'm interested in actually capturing, doing like a walking tour, a guided tour with like an actual tour guide. I don't know if they'll let me record.
I don't know, especially because we have to put the people in the video. I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
whether we record it or not, most of the museums, not all of them, but nearly all of them, do offer timed guided tours.
Mm-hmm.
We've lived here for, 8-9 years now, and it wasn't until about year 6 or 7 we realized that we were doing the museums all wrong. We frequent the Smithsonian museums quite often, specifically Abraham and myself, when the kids are at school sometimes. And we discovered that they have these timed tours which give you a completely different appreciation of the museums. Rather than just walking around, reading the plaque yourself, you get so much more history, learn so much more about whether it's art or artifacts. So that's what I probably miss most. But one of the things I miss most about, the return to normal, or, the times before.
That's true. You know what place we should go in the springtime?
Where?
That the Post Cereal Mansion.
Oh, Hillwood.
Hillwood.
If the world opens back up, we'll go to Hillwood in the spring. We'll see what the situation
Well,
is.
Hillwood has a nice outdoor area.
They do, but for the cost, I would prefer to go when I could do the full tour.
That's true. It is there's a
So
cost associated with it.
there are many free museums, but Hillwood is not one of them. The Hillwood Mansion, or Hillwood Estates, actually is beautiful. I really like it, but I would definitely want to be able to do the full tour. The grounds are gorgeous, though.
The grounds are gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So we're at the 33-minute mark. Oh, well, not really, because we took that
Like a 5-minute breather.
like a 5-minute breather. Anyway, we're about to head up to the monument section of the park.
The Memorial Plaza.
Memorial Plaza. As far as proximity to location, this attraction is minutes from Arlington.
Right.
The parking lot is in Arlington. But as far as like the residential part of Arlington, you're probably looking at like 7 to 10 minutes.
That's true.
To get here.
10 minutes from like the Shirlington, Fairlington area. Which is part of Arlington.
And then if you're in Old Town Alexandria, you're probably about 15, 20 minutes, depending on what part of Old Town Alexandria you're in. Fairfax County, you're looking at 20 to 30 minute drive if you're in the Alexandria part of Fairfax County. If you're in the western part of Alexandria County, Fairfax County,
a little longer.
It takes a little while to get here. Because this is right at the Virginia DC border, so.
All right, so we're coming up on the plaza here.
This is the plaza. So let's do this, babes. Let's walk around the perimeter and then we'll walk in the interior.
Okay.
All right. There's a little water here too. Test out our shoes. Usually there's not all those leaves in this little water area.
That's true.
You want to get on the...
Sure.
In case we don't know how deep that water is. So I guess this is another area where you hiking boots. Would be more ideal for you. Oh, you know what? Since you're up here on this elevated spot, I'm gonna have to get down so I can get a walk of your boots.
Well, we're gonna have to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get around, sweetheart, because.
Well, I know we're gonna have to get down.
Okay.
I just didn't want to travel in that water the entire time.
Okay. Well, it looks like we should be able to get down here and get back on solid ground. So let's hop off. It's not very deep, but over there it was a little deeper.
All right, babes. I want you to walk right over here with your boots to show the people.
A little fashion show.
There you go. Good job. Good job.
I've always wanted to be a foot model.
Foot model.
I feel like I missed my calling.
You have a face for a face model.
Oh, you're so sweet, lovey.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you avoid from sleeping on the sofa.
Oh, is that what you're doing? I think we're gonna get down in a second.
Yep.
And
that makes sense.
We should be fine to stay on the ground.
So right now we're just on the exterior of the Memorial Plaza area. Again, this water area usually has water in it.
Not leaves.
But they drain it during the winter time.
Did you want to keep going around or do you want to go up?
No, let's keep going around because there's that nice entrance.
Okay.
Where Theodore Roosevelt is.
Oh, where you can see him straight on?
Yep.
Okay, roger that. I think we first found Theodore Roosevelt Island when we were doing one of those step challenges.
Step challenge, right.
And we were trying to figure out a cool way to get in 10,000 steps.
That's true.
And so that was when we first started hiking different places.
I was not, as a kid, I never really walked just for fun or just for pleasure. But now as I become an old man,
Now you enjoy a nice walk?
I enjoy just a nice little walk.
So if you were coming from when we first entered and I showed you guys that map, if we hadn't gone straight, we would have hung a left and we would have entered the Memorial Plaza here. And so this would have been the view.
You would have entered there.
And this would have been the view.
And this is the view. That is Mr. Roosevelt, frozen in time. All right.
So there are a couple of different entrances around the plaza, so you can get to it from the different trails. And let's see, once we get up here to the center, you'll see there's actually, or you won't see really this time, but maybe next time we come back in the spring, you'll see there's actually going to be a fountain to the right.
Right.
Here, that's usually, and also to the left, excuse me. It's usually free of leaves and turned on. But did you turn so they can see it?
Well, I want to just walk, do this little walk all the way up to it. Okay, so let's go take a look at that fountain that the missus was referencing.
And then we'll stop by the different.
So this is the fountain right there.
Well, there are two. There are identical fountains on the left and right hand side.
So the fountains flank the statue, and then there's these little pillars of wisdom
about nature, manhood, youth, and the state.
That should be a good thumbnail right there. Got to get your thumbnails. Boom, thumbnail worthy right there. Now I just have to, there we go. All right. All right, so you want to go to these little placards and read these?
Do you want to do that?
You can't really make them out on the video.
I think we should just pass by each one of them.
You don't want to read them?
No, I don't think we need to read them.
Okay, well, I'll read. The state, ours is a government of liberty. Let's see. Let's get you a better view. All right, so this says, the state, ours is a government of liberty by, through, and under the law. A great democracy has got to be progressive, or it will soon cease to be great or a democracy. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. And popular government results, in popular government results worth having can be achieved only by men who combine worthy ideas with practice, good sense.
Practical good sense.
Practical good sense. Okay, so in popular government, results worth having can be achieved only by men who combine worthy ideas with practical good sense. If I must choose between righteousness and peace, I choose righteousness. All right, let's go to the next one.
Youth.
Are you going to do this one?
I'll do this one since you insist on reading these. Youth. I want to see you game, boys. I want to see you brave and manly, and also want to see you gentle and tender. Be practical as well, as generous in your ideals Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Courage, hard work, self-mastery, and intelligent effort are all essential to a successful life, I assume it should say. Alike for the nation and the individual, the one indispensable requisite is character.
Did Theodore write these? I don't know. So there were two on his right, and these are the two on his left.
Now, what do we have next?
I think this is
manhood.
Manhood.
A man's usefulness depends upon his living up to his ideals insofar as he can. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. All daring and courage, all iron enduring of misfortune, make for...
This is endurance.
Okay, I'm sorry. All iron endurance of misfortune make for... I can't see that.
A finer.
Oh, okay, that's two words. A finer and nobler type of manhood. Only those are fit to live who do not fear to die, and none are fit to die who have shrunk from the joys of life and the duty of life.
Mr. Roosevelt was a deep guy, huh? Seems like he must have not been too popular at dinner parties.
Lastly, we have nature. There is a delight in the hardy life of the open. There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of the wilderness, that can reveal its mystery, its melancholy, and its charm. The nation behaves well if it treats the natural resources as assets which it must turn over to the next generation. Increased and not impaired in value. Increase. You can see how the...
Yes, I see that.
Increased and not impaired in value. Conservation means development as much as it does protection. How timely is that one? I like this one very much.
You do like that one?
I do.
Why do you like that one?
Because I think that it talks about our responsibilities for the next generation. To give them, to leave them something worth having.
Hold this, Ribs. I need to put my gloves on. All right. Okay, so we're about to leave.
Yeah, so we're gonna head back to the entrance of the plaza, and we'll head on out.
And we'll show you a beautiful view of the parking. There is parking. I mean, that's
there's
a plus.
Enough parking. There, we learned today there's actually a 2-hour time limit on the parking.
There is.
Which, I mean, I think
we're
that's
right
ample
under.
Enough time.
Yeah, that 2 hours is enough time to come knock this out. And it's free parking too. You know, some of the memorials around DC, I mean, it's hard to get to them. This here, you get out of your car and
you're there.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Walk across the footbridge and
you're here.
Made it.
So as we wrap up this video, what do y'all think about this? Did y'all like this video? Do y'all like this concept? It's on the real estate channel, right? I mean, who better to tell you about the comings and goings and the attractions than a real estate agent, right? We're in addition to selling you a home, we're also helping you buy into a community, a region, an area, you know? Like, also we like to get out and explore where we live.
Yes, and we like living here.
And we like living here, yes, just true. And so the way you like what you have is by getting to know it, having a deeper appreciation for it, right? I can tell you one thing, there's only one Roosevelt Island in the country, maybe in the world. This area is so fit. People are constantly running.
That's true.
Now,
Always
you would think
on the go.
Yeah, you would think that their cars are broken, but that's not true.
No,
they're just
fit folks.
Fit folks. So if you made it to this part in the video, we would like to thank you for taking this journey with us. I would also like to thank Crystal for agreeing to come on this journey with me. She's a little camera shy.
Ha.
But I let her know that she has plenty to offer, and I'm glad that she has adhered to my persistence.
Or giving in
Or given in.
to your nagging. One or the other.
Either or.
Either or. One or the other.
If you are relocating to this area, we have a perfect home questionnaire in the description of this video. Fill it out, and that'll start the process of relocating. There we go, we got Arlington right there. If you're looking to upgrade your home, upgrade your location, find a better spot, you could also fill out the perfect home questionnaire. If you have immediate questions that you would like to get answered immediately, send me a text to 703-539-2053 or shoot me an email to abraham@askawalker.com. So this is that's the parking lot right there. And then over there to the right over there, that's Georgetown. We have a tour of Georgetown up on our little website as well.
That's true.
Okay, so we're back at the parking lot. As you can see, there's plenty of parking even on a Saturday, but I would still suggest that you come early. That is actually how the park looks in the fall. And there's Mr. Roosevelt in color.
No.
In black and white.
More of a sepia kind of deal, but.
And there we go. So we appreciate you joining us on this walking tour to Theodore Roosevelt Island.
We'll point out before we check out.
Yes.
Some folks do fish. Well, you can't fish on the footbridge. Some folks do come out and fish here.
Yes, we did see it.
We've seen occasional fishing rods or folks sitting down here to fish. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just letting you know some folks do.
We fish at Wegmans.
Or Whole Foods.
Our Whole Foods.
My favorite fishing hole.
I have never not caught a fish yet. There was a duck in the water. All right, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.